All right, so let's just get this thing started. In any case, we're gonna be talking about cryptocurrencies. We're gonna be talking about the different types of cryptocurrencies. We're gonna be talking about um, certain topics that I've always had people ask me questions on. So these things are from like, what crypto should I buy? What is crypto? How do I know if I'm getting the right crypto or if I'm getting the right crypto at the right time? So these are all questions that I've been coming across, and I honestly have only one thing to say. So apparently, this mic, the way this mic works, it gotta be a little further back. Um, the cryptos themselves are digital assets, as everyone knows them to be. Now, the thing with these things we consider digital assets, they're not necessarily things that we can have and hold in our hands. These are things that are all born and they have come into reality because we've moved on from a position where people only had telephones or like dial up internet. Now everyone nowadays have a computer. Not only do they have a computer, but everyone is sending emails. We're sending text messages, and it's so much easier to do business over those things, text messaging and emails. The problem with that is it's not fully digital. So we've come across this new thing, and there's a whole like conspiracy behind it that I want people to kind of be aware of. And the conspiracy was the U.S. government. The U.S. government wasn't allowing people to, or wasn't allowing anyone to come up with a new currency that will overtake the U.S. dollar. But that's for another conversation. So like that was one of the problems that we were having. So apparently Bitcoin came out. It came out, if I'm not mistaken, it came out like late 2000s. I think 2010 it was already in existence, if I'm not mistaken. But I think it came out, around that time, and it was a very new thing. No one knew who created it. There was a white paper on it. They had certain things that were good. When I actually found out about it, it was $1.50, and I was supposed to buy. And I always say this story. I was supposed to buy 30 of them. I have $45, and I was supposed to give the money to someone, but it was a situation where my coworker didn't show up to work. They called out, so I used the money to purchase something else. And yeah, I kind of looked at it today, and I'm like, damn, I could have actually had some bank right now. But moving forward with that experience, what I've realized is that crypto is here to stay. Digital assets are here to stay. Things of that nature are here to stay. We're all moving into a digital world. The whole purpose of it is so that everything can be tracked. And it's fair play in all aspects because now, like, hypothetically, weed is legal, but they want to track it and they want to tax it and this. So it's gonna be very, very interesting to see us moving forward within the next 10 years. It kind of reminds me of like a space and a reality where we once were. We're not like remember. Well, not a lot of people will remember this, but just like there was a time period where it was specifically just people having and owning like beepers, right? So we would have this device that would just be able to pick up a message, a certain amount of data, and that certain amount of data was just good enough to like just send and transmit a small amount of information. So like if you had codes with your family, Like obviously a code with my mom was 911. So like if it's an emergency, I would well, if she wanted me to call her in this emergency, she would beat me 911, and it was really interesting. But now moving forward, we had moved into working so much. Can't talk, but I'm listening as much as I can. The buffering is killing me though. Fucking data. My bad, bro. I appreciate you for tuning in though. I ain't gonna lie. But the other thing too is like we moved from a time period from beepers, and then we moved into cell phones like flip phones, which was like a beeper with like a second brain, so that you can actually move a little different. Like you could get more message. You could like actually send message data. You know what I mean? And then you could actually leave like voicemail. And they used to use the SMS data thing. So as technology like upgraded and we started moving more digital, now we got smartphones, and every smartphone has apps, and they have abilities to do certain things based on the hardware of your phone and this and that. And recently I've been using my phone um as like, a credit card. Like I could just tap my phone on anything. Even the MTA put these new things, these new uh I forgot what it's called. I think it's OMNY. And they even have it where you. The only thing I don't like about it is you don't get a transfer as a New Yorker. Anybody that's in New York would know that you want to transfer. Like, you know that you don't get transfers to certain places and stuff, but you want to transfer, and that doesn't even qualify for any type of transfer in any way. So, there's not much you can do in that department, but understand that we are adopted. We're not we, like me and you, but we as a society has to adopt this new technology, because then it would make everything faster and easier. I mean, like, it'll change stuff. So one of the examples I like to use a lot is the fact that when you're doing an international kind of monetary transfer. So let's just say hypothetically, right? Um, I'm gonna give you through three examples because this is the only ones that make sense. Um, the first example is, let's say, because I can't say if you're Puerto Rican, right? Because that's still in America technically, right? That makes sense. But let's just say you're a human being that's not from America. So I'm be like, um, or not even from America. I'm using America as an example because I'm American, but maybe that's not the best example. All right, so let's just say, all right, perfect. COVID is going on, and you have family in different countries. No matter where you're from, you don't have to be from America. You could be from, let's just say, you from a country in Europe or the Middle East or Africa or even South America. Let's just say that is all, where you're from, right? And I only said America because that's where I'm from, and I don't really have family outside of it, so I can't really use myself as an example. Um, but let's just say you have a friend or a family member that goes to another country. And, back in the day, the way the banks used to work was they would only be able to transfer money um, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, right? So, like, let's say there's an emergency on a Saturday noon. Saturday at 12 o'clock noon. My God, oh, they in a crunch. They trying to catch a flight out, but something happened to the car, so they didn't make it to the airport, and their car broke down, and now they missed their flight because of their own fault, and because of it, they don't have no money to get out, so they hit up their family member like, "Yo, I need some money." And not only do I need some money, but I kind of need it like as soon as possible because I gotta go to work on Monday. I don't want to lose my job. So what's gonna happen in that situation is the person gonna send the money, And if it's an old banking system, it's gonna take at least 3 to 5 days to get cleared. Now, there's two reasons, from my understanding, that this happens. So the first reason is it has to go through. All right. So because not all the banks are on the same ledger in terms of, like, this isn't even digital. I'm talking about even if it's like, it has to be up to date checks and balances. And I don't know if y'all were at a point where y'all understood what checks were. Checks were what checks at one point were. And there's not a lot of businesses now that, like, that's a perfect example. Not a lot of businesses now take checks. Like, a lot of businesses now take either cash or they take card. My job is one of the businesses that hasn't upgraded the machine, so they don't even take the phone yet, which is kind of sad. I kind of want to speak to my boss about that. Like, that should be cool and something that we should do. Because you're gonna have to do it eventually anyway. But besides that, if you were trying to send money to someone outside of the country, it would be very hard to do, in the amount of time you would want to do it at that point. So hypothetically, I want to send somebody some money across the border. First of all, they're gonna have a fee for that. Like, I've noticed that for some of the fees is like $15 to $30. I don't know how accurate that is in terms of long term. Like, in terms of what if you gotta send somebody money every week? Let's just say. So you already, every week, if it's $15, that's in a month. You're spending $60 just sending someone money. $60. So I'm gonna put that $60 number up there for a very particular reason. Because the $60 that you could have, well, you had to spend on sending the money, you could have kept it. Now, the way the technology is moving, everything is going digital. The other thing I was gonna mention was the way banks are moving now. They adopted this thing called Zelle. I don't know if y'all heard of it. It's Zelle. It's very interesting. I remember having to send someone money, and before even Cash App, it would take so long and this and that. But I've realized they've had this technology for a while, and now it's what they're doing to implement it. Because things can be digital, and things can be like instant. MoneyGram even went into testing some of the digital ledger technology. And it's going to show that there's a lot of technology out there that you could send somebody money in like that, like 2 seconds. So that's something that I've been really interested in the last about 6 to 7 years. I've known about crypto for about, I'm 29. I learned about it when I was 7, so about 12 years that I've known. But one of the things that I do understand is that this is something that's gonna keep growing. This is like when the internet went boom in the 90s, and everybody had this Y2K conspiracy, and nothing really happened. But yeah, nobody really came in the chat with some questions, so I don't feel that bad. I just wanted to give some type of breakdown analysis of, any questions that people might have. So the next time I do something like this, I can have an idea of where people want to go. I did want to speak about like PlayStations and like acquisitions of next gen consoles and stuff, but it's fine. It's fine. I'll be like tuning into the questions you might have. I'll probably post this video. Don't forget to follow my different things. I do have a Facebook. I'm trying to work on getting more into posting on other networks. Facebook, I've been there since the beginning, so it's just like natural, and it feels weird, excuse me, if I don't have it. But anyways, guys, next time I get on, I promise to have more information on different topics. I was just trying to give you a background on that. I did give you a $60 number on sending crypto. The reason why I wanted to bring it up is that this technology out there that costs way less than a penny to send massive amounts of money across borders. So, with that information being said, I think the banks are gonna be in competition with people. And what I mean by that is people are gonna be able to have the ability to be their own banks. They don't gotta rely on banks to transfer their money, store their money, hold value with what their money has to offer. So, anyways, in any case, you guys have a great night. I hope you're doing well. And if you guys in the future have any questions about anything else, I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions. Thank you guys. You guys have a great night.